right, guys, so we're back on this car again, and we found a problem with the fuel pump. We checked the wires going from the ECU to the pump, and we had 12 volts. So we took the pump out of the tank, and it was corroded. The tank was full of nasty fuel, so we drained the tank. Nick is in the process of hooking the pump up now, the new pump. We put a new pump in it. You cannot buy, at least we didn't find online anyhow, you can't buy the sending unit, the whole module, fuel tank module for this car. You can only buy the pump. So if any of you guys watching this out there know where a fuel pump module's at, or have one that's got a good fuel pump, fuel gauge on it, Nick's in the market for one, let me know, and we'll get him hooked up, because we can't get the fuel gauge to work. But we just want to get it started. We put a new pump in it, and we checked it, and it did turn on with the key. It wasn't doing that before, so we know it's working properly in that aspect. I want to show you guys a couple things I did. We went ahead and cut another access hole right here in the transmission hump, so we could access these two shifter cables, because they were kind of binding up. And the shifter cable that goes, let me show you the shifter cable. So the shifter cables are down here. The shifter cable that goes here, if you can see it back there, right, let's see if I can get this moved out of the way. Right there, it's a really sharp turn to get it to go. It goes over there and then into the transmission. It's a really sharp turn. We had to take this bracket. Remember I showed you guys this bracket had a place to mount it where it said OEM, and then behind that it said race. Well, we had it on the race mounting point, and we couldn't get the cable to bend enough, so we actually moved it up to the OEM point, and now it fits just fine on the transmission. So we got it hooked up. We got to put a couple pins in this, but we're not going to use the transmission right now anyhow, so we're not worried about it. So you're going to have to put the bracket, if you buy this bracket set, you're going to have to put this bracket on the OEM setting if you use these cables, and the tall bracket that's angled, that's right there, you have to put it, there we go, right there, you're going to have to put it on the race setting. And then you can see the cables fit real nice now. They're nice and straight, and they fit real well. So that's what we had to do to that. And I've made these plates. I still have to bend them. Like for instance, this is the plate that goes over the transmission. We went and got some 22 gauge metal from Lowe's. So that's for that. This is for the throttle position sensor cover. So we're gonna put that in place. And then we've got this big one here. This goes where the alternator's at. So that's what that looks like. So we're gonna put that where the alternator is. And what we're going to do is, it goes underneath them bolts. Like in this area here where the alternator cover goes, there's some areas that are recessed. We're gonna fill those in with some of this Dynamat. We're gonna cut strips of that and fill in these recesses so it's all flat. So when we screw the cover to the firewall, it lays flat. So that's what we're going to do with that. But anyhow, I think we're about ready to start this thing. We're hoping it's going to start up now. We could get it to run before, but it would only run if I was spraying something into the intake, so we knew it had a fuel problem. We found the fuel pump relay blown. It says EFI in the fuse box. Our fuse was blown. And so we knew there was a problem somewhere, and sure enough, we took the old fuel pump out. Let me see if I can find the old fuel pump and show it to you guys, show you what it looked like. Here it is. So this is the old fuel pump that came out of it, and as you can see, it's covered in rust and just really disgusting looking. Fortunately, there was one in stock at a local parts store. We got that. We got a new sock. Put that in there, and we're doing the final touches here to see if it'll crank up. You got it ready to go, Nick?
Yep. Wait. Well, we got this line.
Yeah, you got a
fuel line. Oh, you can just push it back on.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay now that we've blown it out. We took the fuel line loose from the injectors and blew backwards through it to blow any crap out that was in the line. We just wanted to make sure that was okay. Take that cap off, John. When he turns the key on, make sure the pump comes on. Don't start it, Nick. Just turn the key to the on position. Pop the fuel door. All right, turn the key to the on position. Hear it running?
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
I can hear it over here.
Okay. All right, crank it. Let's see what happens. Hold on a second. What's that brake part? Oh, here it is. Let's hit it with this a little bit and maybe give it a little boost and we'll see. Whoops. All right, hit it now. Try it again. It acts like it wants to start. One of those injectors are kind of gummed up. All right, try it again. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Let it idle. What's that?
Just let it idle. Don't.
I didn't touch it.
Okay. That pump's running, right?
I'm not sure it is. Sounds like it is.
Well, put your hand down there, see if you can feel it vibrating.
Yeah, it's running.
All right.
I can't feel it.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, you know what? It's also, I think it might be dying because it has a giant vacuum leak on the top of it too.
Where?
On the runs to the brake booster.
Oh. Okay. We haven't fixed that yet?
No.
Oh, okay. We need to get some rubber line and put that in place.
Oh, that's that up there. It's right here.
Okay.
It's huge.
Is it got a cap on it?
No, it's open.
Oh, well, that's not going to help either.
Yeah. I think so.
All right, so we forgot to hook our fuel line up to the, or not fuel line, our vacuum line. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to tell you guys. So this is the tube that comes through this transmission hump like that, and it comes up along the firewall. Actually, it goes this way. I can tell by, yeah, it goes like that. And when I cut that hole in the transmission tunnel where he's working right now, I cut this line off because it's a vacuum line that goes to the engine. And before it had to go to the driver's side, and we wanted to go to the passenger side, so we just cut it off so we can run it over to the passenger side. So that's part of that. This is the piece that came out of there, and all the mounts for the cables and stuff are on that. So when you put those transmission shifting cables back in, don't use any of these bolts. Just leave them loose in there. And you can cut that hole in the transmission hump if you want to. You don't have to.
Where is it?
You don't need clamps on that, Nick. It's a vacuum line. It's
I'm gonna have to cut
sucking.
it. Where is that hooked to? Right back here. You can't see it. It's literally like, I don't.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to run it through the hump.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much have to run it in the back here.
Turn that key off, would you? Run it all the way. Oh, I see it. I see it back there. You guys can see this. Where your hand at? There it is, right there. See that? Right there. There's a vacuum line that goes to the brake booster. So we got to run a vacuum line from this down to this line that I cut inside the hump. Boy, that's gonna be.
Well, it's gonna be way too long, obviously, but. Oh, I see what you did.
I would get it hooked on the engine first and then.
Yeah, well.
Where are you going with it?
Not really sure.
Can you go? Wait a minute. You need to go up. You need to go up here. Because if you go up here, you go straight across to it.
Yeah. So.
Where's the end of it at? Oh, I see what you're.
Yeah, it's just like right
Okay.
there.
Hey, you could probably cut it off like that, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I want to.
If that bladed.
Sure.
Give yourself a little extra in case you need it. You can always cut a little more off. You can't cut any less. So.
You're too dull.
Here, try that. See if that's any sharper. I don't know if that's any sharper or not.
It's also a little bit easier to.
All right. Okay, run that vacuum line up there. You should be able to push it straight down on there, I think. You might want a little spray lubricant. You need a little spray lubricant to put on it?
If you do.
All right, let me get you some of that. Here, spray that into the hose. Then it should slide on there. There you go, that's plenty. I mean, it's running everywhere. All right. Need a pair of pliers? A pair of pedal needles or something to push it down on there with?
Yeah, I guess. We got some maybe.
Got a pair of those long needle nose, John?
It's just right on the edge here.
Grab it above where it's going onto the metal barb and push it down with the needle nose. If you can. This is how tight this is, guys. This thing is not, putting this Honda engine in this Toyota is not a simple task. It's kind of a nightmare. So I understand why there's probably a lot of people online that are asking questions about how to do this and, you know, what modifications you need to make and how everything's supposed to fit. It's definitely not
It's a big pipe.
just cut and dried, but
So getting this to slide on it is. I also can't get grip on it because it's literally it goes out, so it's like pushing against.
yeah, we should have put that. So if you guys, in the future, if you're going to put one of these engines in the car, put about a 2 foot long piece of vacuum line on this manifold before you put the engine in. It'll save you a heartache down the road.
No chance, huh? I can get it. Just.
Once you get it started, you can push it on there with the pliers.
No. I can't get it.
All right, I'm going to stop for a second, guys. Hold on. All right, we got that in there. I had to help him out a little bit. Now let's see if it'll start and run. Let me give it a little bit of juice here, Nick, just to kind of help it out. All right, hit it. See what happens here, guys. Give it a little bit of gas if you have to. Hold on. All right, let's try it one more time. Go ahead. It ain't. I don't think the injectors are firing. I hate to say it, but I don't think the injectors are firing. So we got another problem. We got one problem solved. Now we got another problem. So this is what goes on with this thing. But at least we got fuel now. I'm not sure if we have the right fuel. We'll have to probably check our fuel pressure as well. So anyhow, we're going to shut off and try to figure out why it won't stay running. We got it to start, but now it won't stay running. So we'll see what happens. Okay, guys. So the problem we found out was that when I rebuilt the fuel pump, I crossed a couple wires on the connector on the fuel pump because I took the individual wires out because they had turned green with like corrosion. So I took them out and cleaned them. And when I put 2 of them back, I crossed them. And the fuel pump was running backwards. So we've got those turned around, and we think it's going to start now. So let's back up here. All right, Nick, hit it. Let's see what happens. Heard it run. It's running on its own now. Sounds good. All right, Nick, you can kill it. So there we go. We got it running, ready to go. So now we just got to hook everything else up, and we'll see what happens. So, you know, if you rebuild the fuel pump and you take the lines loose, the wires loose, make sure you put them in the right direction. What's that?
Gauge works. Do you fix the gauge?
Oh yeah, and I cleaned up the contacts inside the fuel gauge, and the fuel gauge on the dash works now too. So anyhow, we don't need another sending unit. We got this one fixed. So new fuel pump, ready to go. So now we got to finish buttoning everything up, and then we'll be able to drive it. So we're getting there, but it does run. You guys heard it. So we'll keep working on it. If you got any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll try to answer your questions for you. And if any of you guys that are doing this kind of a swap, hopefully helping you guys out, and we'll just keep working on it. Thanks for watching. Bye.